Brother John.
And this is Kiana.
Hey, and this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That.
See that.
And we'd like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool. We got somebody on the camera on here. Who we got there with us? I can't hear you. I think where'd you go? Let's see. Let's get you in the stream here. King Jab, are you there? King Jab, are you there? King Jab, are you there? If you're speaking, I can't hear you. Maybe he can't hear us.
Maybe.
Can you hear us, King Jab? Let me try this one. Can you hear me now? No, he can't hear us.
That's the echo.
Yeah, let's see. King Jab, can you hear me?
He must can't hear us because he's not even.
Okay. Yeah, he's not responding at all, huh?
No.
Yeah, but this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That.
See that.
We'd like to thank you for tuning in, helping us redefine what's cool. What's good, Kiana?
Okay, so today is Wednesday, right?
Yeah, it is. What's on your mind Wednesday?
It's the last day of the month.
Okay. Grandson's birthday today, too.
Yours?
Yeah, first grandson.
Your first grade, how old is he?
12.
12. You know who else's birthday it is?
Mm-mm.
My first child.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Cheyenne.
All right. Happy birthday, Cheyenne. That's what's up.
Yes. So if y'all see her, wish her happy birthday today. She'll be out and about.
Right?
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out this thing, though. I want to make sure that we can hear King Jab. King Jab, are you there, man?
Good morning, Miss Teresa.
Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, because we got a power pack program coming up.
Oh
here.
Yeah, this is gonna be. I'm excited.
I'm really excited too. We may have to have him call in, though. That's what this test with King Jab is all about. King Jab, are you there?
I'm
here. He's messing with the buttons. Yeah, King Jab. Let me see here. Let me just get him on here. Yeah. So what's on your mind?
So today, we're gonna take a yacht ride.
Okay.
Yes. And just kind of watch the sunset. Me and a couple of her friends.
Okay.
I think this would be exciting. I just did a 15-hour drive from Virginia.
Okay.
Which was extremely long.
What was happening in Virginia?
Unfortunately, I had to bury my nephew.
Yeah.
And so I had to go up there for that.
Okay.
But it was a nice drive going up because I did most of it by myself.
Okay.
And then I picked up my cousin Serena, like 8 hours into the ride.
Okay.
And then we did the last 6 together.
Okay. I got you. Yeah. Virginia, huh?
Yes.
And then you came right back?
When did I leave? Saturday? I left sometime Saturday.
Yeah.
I was there Sunday, Monday. I came back. I left about 4:30 in the morning yesterday.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, yes.
Yeah. What's in the news?
So, you know what? Listen, you trying to do...
I'm trying to do tech stuff. Yeah, I really am.
So, today
so you got to lead. You leading today. You take the lead. King Jab, are you there? I can't hear you. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say today's date, August 31st, I had Cheyenne.
Okay, that's this day in history.
Yeah, this day.
That's today's history fact.
Yes, 26 years ago.
Okay.
I mean, that's
26 years.
26 years ago.
On today.
What
was that like?
So I mean, honestly, I was still pregnant at this point. 26 years ago because I didn't have her until 8:33 at night.
But you was Well, I mean, you was on your way, right?
At this point, and let's see what time.
You was on your way to labor?
I woke up and I walked. I took a walk. They wouldn't let me eat, and finally I went to the hospital. Oh, there's an echo.
Okay, yeah.
So can y'all hear? Okay, Facebook users, can y'all hear King Jab? King Jab, if you can hear us, can you nod your head?
He can't hear nothing. Let me see here. Edit mic settings. Let's check his mic here.
This is what happened when you're on live.
Oh yeah, we live radio, man. Yeah, this live. And we live troubleshooting because we got some good trouble coming up.
I'm excited to hear what we're talking about FBI raid
Yep.
to the Uhuru,
Right.
right? Which I'm really excited to hear, just to hear what happened on their side.
Right. From their perspective, and
Yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
saw the videos and I was horrified, right?
Wow.
And we talked about this before, is that regardless if you believe or don't believe in their movement, we
Right.
have something in common, that we don't like the disjustice to black people.
That's right.
The FBI rated them, and the way that they rated them was like crazy, and kicked in doors, gas bombs, um, guns itself, drones in their houses.
Right.
And then they raided Trump, and they basically like knocked on his door, and
Yeah.
he had more dangerous stuff than they did.
Yeah. 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 Classified documents and
Right.
all of that. Yeah.
All the above.
Not like receipts on where they got donations from poor
Right.
people. Yeah.
And then on this, we want to talk about, like, do you think you, like, when you get donations, and I know that you need to be careful at sometimes, but when it's wrong to get donate, can't you choose where you get your money from?
I think you can.
I mean,
yeah. And then who picking your friends? I guess it was something with Russia. We're gonna hear about all of that.
At
Yeah.
this point, like, I don't want nobody to tell me who my friend can be.
Yeah, and they said that when your enemy pick your friends, you better be careful, right?
Right.
Yeah, if you're in the friends of your enemy are your enemy, is that how it goes?
I don't know, but it sound right.
Okay, no, I got you. I got you. I got you. So he said when he turned his mic on, he gets an echo. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what causes that. Maybe you need some headphones or something. Let me see. Let's try this one right here. Yeah. Hold on. How's that sound to y'all? Facebook, how does that sound?
Turn it down.
Turn which one down?
Turn it down.
This
see,
one?
Yeah, see
that
if
one?
that take the echo out.
See if that don't give us so much feedback.
Right.
King Jab, are you there? Can you hear us?
Thank y'all for troubleshooting with us.
Thank y'all for riding with us. But yeah, it's gonna be an amazing thing.
It is.
Mr. Jake, if you can call me, we could phone a friend. We could definitely stand to phone a friend.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Okay. And the friend of your enemy is your enemy. Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that how I go?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Shayna put that in
okay,
there.
there you go. Yeah, no, I knew it was something like that. Yeah, there you go. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And so the friend of your enemy would be what?
Your enemy.
Okay, then.
Because so since we're talking about that, people like to pay like both sides of the fence.
Right.
Now, do you believe that people can play both sides of the fence?
Yeah.
Chime in 727-637-2416.
Yeah, let us know what you're thinking. It is What's on Your Mind Wednesday.
Like, do you think like it's because I do think there's people that play neutral and don't choose sides, but those people typically are not your friends. They're more of your associates,
right?
And they don't have an opinion either way,
right? Jab, I want you to speak. Jab said he's here and he can hear clear, but I want you to say something so we can see if we can hear you.
Right.
So unmute your mic if you can hear us, King Jab, and let's see if we can get your so we can hear your voice loud and clear. Because I don't know where you got that one from. Let's see. Unmute. Okay, keep going, Kiana.
No, so yeah, but because you were talking, I didn't want to interrupt the instructions that you were given.
You got it.
So, but I do think that it is very dangerous to be friends with somebody who's friends with your enemy, because somebody's telling somebody's information.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm gonna tell you, be weary.
You got people that do that and don't know they're doing that.
Be weary when somebody is closer to somebody else than you are.
Okay.
And they come back and run and tell you their business.
Right. Jab, check the mic.
Because I believe in loyalty over everything, regardless. So I'm one of them people, regardless if we fall out today,
right,
tomorrow, if I was your friend and I cared about you, my loyalty still stands.
Right.
My loyalty doesn't is not determined on if we're on good terms or not.
Okay.
So if your loyalty determined if we're good or not, then you can't know none of my business.
Okay.
You get it? Because
wait, say that again.
So if your loyalty is determined on if we're friends or not, like if we're in a good space, then you can't get my business. So when you see the people on Facebook and everything that
Mm-hmm.
get mad at their friends and then start putting all their business out
Oh
there,
yeah, them ain't friends.
no, those are not friends
Yeah,
whatsoever.
yeah. You know, no. I just got a problem with people who do that in general, though. Like friends are not friends. It's like
Mm-mm.
some lines you don't cross, some stuff that's not for social media that shouldn't be put on there. You know what I'm
Somebody
saying?
said they did hear Jab say mic check. We
Okay,
didn't hear it though.
we didn't hear Jab. Okay, all right. So we still got some work to do. How about now, King Jab? No, that's that. That's that. That's that.
Somebody else say I hear you. Oh, that was Jab to say he hear us on Facebook. Okay, I'm like,
Okay, cool. And they heard Jab say check, so they can hear Jab in the. Let me see
but
here.
it's no good if we can't hear him because we got
Yeah,
to ask the question.
yeah, we can do. We really do. Let me see. Let me try something else over here.
You know what I mean?
Let me
So
try something else, but we keeping on going. Let me
you don't
see.
know. Say, brother John
Yeah,
makes the magic happen.
really?
Oh yeah,
No, I don't look like
yeah.
I'm doing too good of a job with it. Today ain't the day. All right, let me try this
But you
one.
know what? This is what happened when something powerful is about to happen. There's always a ram in the bush.
Yeah, I'm
And
trying to
then
tell you,
something happens where, like, because this is going to be a powerful message
it
and
really
something
is.
that everybody need to hear.
Yep, it really is. Now I got an echo over here.
It is a slight echo.
It's a
I
little
do
bit of
hear,
an echo.
but it's not as bad as it used to be.
Yep, Jab, check your
Um,
mic, see if you can hear us now.
call it, call IT.
That's right. Call IT. That's right.
Actually,
That's it.
Shayna, to be honest, we already did. You didn't hear
Yeah,
say, Mr.
Mr.
J,
J, if you're
call.
listening, give me a call. Right, phone
Oh
a
no,
friend.
we send out the back message already.
Yeah, the bat signal already been sent out. The bat signal sent out. King Jab, if you can say something for me, let me know. Just check it in, check it in, check it in, so we can see. I see that he's unmuted, but I still can't hear him on the radio. But yeah, it's good stuff happening. Yeah.
What? How was your weekend? Because I didn't see you on Monday.
Okay, so the weekend was actually pretty solid. What did I do on Saturday? It seemed like so long ago now. You know, the days go by quick. The weekend was a
Cause
long time
look,
ago.
it
Yeah,
seems like August just started. It
yeah.
seems like August really had something to do.
So yeah, it really did. Had some stuff to
So,
do, places to go, and
yeah,
got
really,
up out of
cause
here.
it's like
Yeah,
here and gone already.
yeah. No, it was. I think it was kind of uneventful. Oh, a matter of fact, it was my number three. That's what I call him, Bubba. It was
Okay,
his birthday celebration this weekend,
okay.
so we celebrated his birthday. So I got four grandchildren. Three of them are born in August.
Oh, what's the birthdays?
So August 7th, August 15th, and today, August 31st.
Okay, so two Leos and one Virgo. Give me one
Okay,
second.
so
You
the
gotta talk by yourself.
okay, so the 37th is I mean the 31st, the 37th of the month. King Jab, say something to me, man. Just let me know. Mic check. Check your mic, Jab. Look, say tell Jab, come on in. Come on in the room. Yeah, right. Yeah, I think we might need to just get him to come on through and pull up because I cannot hear King Jab. Let me see. Can't hear you in StreamYard, but can hear you on Facebook. Obviously, y'all can hear me looking for headphones. Okay, but yeah, no, I actually can't hear you, Jab. So I guess they can hear you, but I couldn't hear you when you was actually speaking on the StreamYard. But we're gonna figure this thing out, man. It's technology and we in the middle of it. And so you're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, the new 99 Jams morning show right here on 99 Jams. You can actually listen online. And I think that might be the better play for some parts of this interview. You go to 99jamstheberg.com and you actually can support the program through there. You can donate, you can give, you can reach out to us if you'd like to
But it's no
advertise
good if we
or
can't hear.
share information about an upcoming event that you'd like for us to participate in. But yeah, we absolutely here for it, and we appreciate y'all supporting the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center. Look, Jeff, say I'm on my way now. Yeah.
Oh, so Jab finna try to be the IT person for
Yeah,
us.
he's just gonna come and just dive in and do some IT for us. But at the top of the hour, yeah, we have an interview with the chairman, Chairman Omali Yeshitela of the Uhuru movement, man.
Right, and
And
we take him for granted. Like we don't realize that, like
it's
he is.
people take him for
Yeah,
granted.
let's say that.
We don't take him for
Yeah,
granted.
let's say that.
Yeah. But it's people, and we're not people in this particular instance. Because yeah, I think he doesn't get the props that he deserves for the work that he's doing in the community from St. Petersburg. I don't think we really
Right,
record.
because you know what I was thinking about too is that what happened to him and his family and his movement right there is national news.
Okay.
International news too, right?
Yes.
And here in St. Pete, no, we'll be the first ones other than their radio station that interviewed them from his hometown.
From his hometown. He's been interviewed on CNN and MSNBC, and
everybody's reaching out, doing interviews, and this isn't somebody homegrown.
Right. Shayna, keep us up on the tech too. I seen she put echo real bad. Let me know if that echo has been corrected. That didn't, the one fix didn't fix it. So that means it wasn't a fix. Let me try this. It wasn't a fix, but yeah, we still gonna work through it. And so what we do is we probably just have to give him a phone number and have him call in.
Okay.
And that way we can make sure that we have audio and the visual as well.
Right.
So, yeah, that's what time it is, y'all.
It's gone.
Yeah. Okay.
It's gone. Love Shayna.
Yeah. She is like
Shayna is a ride or die. Now she say some people like use friend lightly. I think Shayna is my friend and a friend of the show.
You be too. You be in the mix too.
Yes.
So you be says it's good now. Okay, look like King Jab stepped away. Like he said he on his way.
Yeah, King Jab is in his car. He's in his
pull
car.
Up. He pulling up on me. Pull up on me, King Jab. Pull up on me. So what you think about this governor's race and the stuff that's finna, be popping off, and what does Charlie Crist got to do to beat Ron DeSantis?
Ooh. He's gonna definitely have to be strategic.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I think he has most of our votes.
Okay.
Let me say that. And
Democrats, the Democrats,
yeah.
And I think they said it's more Democrats registered in Florida than Republicans. So if everybody, all the Democrats go and vote, then that's a majority. Good morning, Mama Blue.
It's gonna be like how his campaign spin it, and like how they're gonna have to get the conservatives.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to go there and get some of them.
You think that he can do that?
If anybody can, I think Charlie has a chance.
Okay.
He's definitely personable.
Okay.
When you meet him, he's very nice. I've seen him give out his phone numbers to people out on the street, and they'll call him. He pick right up.
No, I'm living at Shayna's comment. She said, "I'm definitely your friend, Q. Them ninjas questionable, but nah, for real, y'all my peeps." That's right. We do go way back.
You know what's on my mind is I got this stupid cold.
Okay.
So when you get a cold, you automatically think that like you might have COVID.
Yeah, you absolutely do. You gotta do that.
So now you gotta go get the COVID test and do all this other stuff.
Right.
And find out that it's not, and it's a common cold.
Right. There you go.
So if it sound a little stuffy, that's the reason why.
Okay. What's on your mind, caller? You on the line? It's What's on Your Mind Wednesday. What's your name?
This UB. I just want to say that a lot of times all those Democrats, and that's why it's important that we pick a party or pick a side, because they'll have they people register as Democrats and vote for the person or not vote for the person that they figure that they person can beat.
Oh, gotcha.
So they stack the party in their favor because what you registered on them says mean that's what you gonna vote.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. No, you're right about that. I ain't think about that because you got people that will register as Democrats and not vote for Democrats.
There will.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, that's a good observation.
And Republican also, so that's why they be saying on the Trump side, he's not a real Republican, a rhino.
Okay.
He's faking as a Republican.
Right. That's true.
Because they don't really go with their party or go for the third party, which is Trump now.
Right.
Because Trump has really started his own little movement.
Oh yeah,
Like
it's
people
been
be
that though.
like
Yeah,
a Trump Republican. I didn't know, you know what I mean? You
yeah,
never seen it like
yeah. It's not
Bush
just not just a
Republican.
regular
It's
Republican. I'm a Trump
Trump
Republican.
Republican,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
It's a
okay.
different kind of Republican.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that was like the Tea Party, right? They had their own brand of
Yeah.
republicanism, right? That was the Rick Scott. Rick Scott wrote the Tea Party wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate you calling, Yubi. Thank you.
Okay. Shayna told me fresh ginger tea. That's all I need. I'm drinking peppermint tea right now, but I'm gonna go get some fresh ginger tea.
Yeah, no, that's right. But then she says Trump has a cult, and that's way more dangerous.
It is.
Yeah, because they follow him right or wrong, for real, like dead wrong, like make up lies and believe them type
like
wrong.
Like,
yeah,
he like leading them to the cliff, and he be like jump, and they be like, okay, boom.
Yeah, because I'm a Trump Republican. Make America great again. Which is interesting. Look, Vicks Vapor Rub, soles of your feet. There you go.
When I go to sleep, I'll put that on there too. Like,
put it in the chat. How you get rid of a cold, y'all?
Yeah, let me know, because I'm supposed to be on the boat today too.
Okay,
right?
You still going? You gonna make the boat ride?
I
gotta make the boat ride.
Make the boat ride. You know how like there's priorities in life.
Yeah,
this
is the boat ride is one of them, and it has to be today. It's not like it's Wednesday, so you do a boat ride on Wednesday.
Because it's her birthday on Wednesday.
Okay, so whenever the day is, because with my grandson, his birthday was the 15th. We ain't celebrated until last weekend,
right?
Like that kind of stuff. Yeah, you don't do that, huh?
Well, I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
A little secret.
Okay.
Most people know this.
Okay.
My daughter's spoiled.
Okay. Yeah, that's no secret at all.
Right. And and her feelings will be highly hurt.
Okay.
If I don't celebrate her birthday on her
birthday.
Like if I don't do something on her birthday. If you notice, we've already started because we went to the Chris Brown concert.
Okay, so that was a part of
it. This weekend she went.
But that was like the beginning of the month.
Yeah, but
so you're doing a birthday month type.
So then she went to Houston this weekend for the pool party, and then last night we had tacos. Like I get off the road and they already got the tacos already ready. I get home around like 11 o'clock last night.
Okay.
Tacos, I take a shower, I like go lay down. Like she busts in my room and is like, oh, so you finna go to sleep?
No, yeah, that's what we doing. We going to sleep tonight.
I'm just kind of tired. I've been on the road. She said, oh, I know how long you've been on the road.
Okay.
I said, okay. So I hop up, throw back on some clothes, make it back there with her and her friends at midnight.
Okay. Okay, because the clock. So yeah, they're not waiting to 8:33.
And that's what I said. So me being Kiana, I'm like, well, technically, even though today is your birthday, you were still in the oven at midnight. So I really don't have to start celebrating for real to 8:33.
Okay, gotcha. Makes sense to me.
So Mama Blue, listen. This was a last minute.
No invite. Look, now you got to start explaining.
No, but first of all, Mama Blue don't ever need an invitation anywhere where she see me or Cheyenne.
Okay.
She is 100% welcome. I don't care if we at the Grammys. I don't care if we're at the beach. I don't care where we at home. This is one person for sure don't need an invitation. If she come, I'm going to figure out a way to get her in.
Right. Okay. Look,
so let's know that.
That's the story. We sticking to it.
Yes.
And Agent X 2 premieres tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you got Agent X 2, the second movie, the sequel.
Right.
And we had Agent X, in here on Monday. He came through and was talking about the movie. And so the premiere is actually tomorrow, right? Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah. So tomorrow at 7 at the downtown AMC. Baywalk, Movie Coast, Sundial, whatever they calling it now.
Whatever you want to call it, just get there.
Yeah, just get there. Yeah. But yeah, 7 o'clock. Looking forward to the red carpet. I think Power Plug's going to be there. We going to be there. C there, Silk there, Fiend there, Mama there.
Look, Shayna say, hold her accountable. Mama Blue start showing up everywhere.
Right.
She can.
Right.
She can.
Just be there. So I saw this story about this Georgia man who was awarded $100 million after being tased by police, left him paralyzed. So according to the report, the 65-year-old man was paralyzed from the neck down after an Atlanta police officer tased him, causing him to fall and fracture his neck. Since then, the 69-year-old man has been awarded $100 million, noting that the cop involved used excessive force. The amount was awarded to the man last Friday after a civil suit was resolved for Jerry Blassingame, um, the conservator for the man Keith Edwards filed the suit against the city of Atlanta and the officer John Grubbs for the past and future medical bills. Attorneys for the older man said that the cops should have known better than to use a taser on an elderly person who was running from them.
This is not funny, but okay. Yeah. But have you ever seen the Morgan Freeman movie? It's him and two other old men. And they're doing the hijack, and all I thought about them, because they're gonna rob a bank, right?
Right.
And the way that they're practicing, they go in the grocery store, and they start stealing stuff, and then they get caught, and you see them running,
but they're not running fast.
They hop on the cart. And now they got the car, and they was like, let some of the stuff go. So they're throwing.
I think I did, but they're moving really, really slow.
The car moving. It's like throwing. It was like, let the powder go. They do all this stuff. So that's what I imagine him doing.
And in this case, the cops didn't think it was funny, and they tased him. And the attorney said that the officer violated policies of the police department, and that the cops' actions left him injured for the rest of his life. So the reports noted that he would have to spend time the rest of his life in a facility that requires full-time care, and the man has reportedly garnered $14 million in medical bills.
Whoa.
Yeah, and so they awarded him $100 million. So that's probably gonna go kind of quick if you're paying $14 million in medical bills. It doesn't say when it happened, but it says that the suit was actually settled last Friday. Yeah.
Do you know how old he is?
69.
69.
69-year-old man was awarded $100 million.
That sounds like a lot of money. But when you have $14 million, that's already gone.
Yeah, in bills and in lawyer fees and all of that stuff. But and then you can't do nothing. You paralyzed from the neck down. So the quality of your life is kind of non-existent. I guess, you can still have a decent life. I won't say it like that.
But you definitely, the way you knew it has now been forever changed.
Right.
But
King Ree in the building.
Okay.
There it is. Whoop, there it is.
What up?
Yeah. That's what time it is. That's what time it is.
Hey, that's what time it is, man. What to do what the business is, man.
Okay, what's on your mind Wednesday?
Yes, what's on your mind Wednesday, man? What's on your mind, King Ree?
Hey, man, working on perfect attendance, man. Keeping up the perfect attendance.
Okay. That's the mantra. That's the mantra,
man. Perfect attendee.
Perfect attendee.
I am a perfect attendee.
Okay. Yeah, not attendee, like alumni, alumnus, all of those.
Perfect attendee, man. But peace and light to everyone, man. Can hear my voice, man. Happy to be amongst the waking you up.
Yeah.
The wake you up.
Man. One of the wake you up crew, man. Everybody ain't with the wake you up crew, and that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
No, and some people with the wake you up crew, right, and still don't make it through the whole day.
Yeah,
they
wake up. Yeah, they wake up, but they go to sleep early and don't wake up.
They don't wake up, man. Hey, but man, just enjoying myself, man. Really, really loving it. A frequency that's going around me right now, man. Positive people doing positive things is very infectious. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I appreciate the people around me. Appreciate our guest today. Very excited about our conversation with our guest today. And just happy to be here. What's on my mind? Just happiness. Just pure happiness. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a state of bliss. And that's just with myself. You know what I'm saying? I started with being happy within myself first. You know what I'm saying? Because in order to affect and be a positive thing, a positive solution for the world around, you know what I'm saying? You always got to, you know what I'm saying, do like Michael Jackson says, I always repeat it. Start with the man in the mirror.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just being happy within myself so I can help others, you know what I'm saying? Just be a conduit of happiness around people.
I like it.
I like the happy people vibe. Yeah. Happy people, baby.
If y'all friends with me on Facebook, baby. Right? I put a baby picture of me, like a younger picture.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Right, and I put it up there because I felt like dang, I still had that same smile,
it looks like you.
I think I look the same.
Yeah,
a little bit older.
So I think I look the same.
But it gave me a good feeling when my mom sent it to me. Like, you know, like my happiness was with me.
Recharge.
Right.
And you know what I mean? Because a lot of times we think because situations drain you and take some of the happiness away.
Right.
But like you got to realize, like you charge yourself.
Yeah.
Self charge.
Yeah. And you got to be mindful of things that drain your energy and take your happiness and steal your joy. Yeah. And if you can't control your environment, then the environment oftentimes will be controlling you.
Not often. If you can't control it, it is controlling you.
Okay. I want to leave some room for error.
Okay.
You know, I'm not an absolutist in a lot of cases.
I am. I'm not here.
I believe in degrees. Like, you know, the sun don't just come up. It's gradual and it makes its way up, you know. Yeah. But then sometimes you need to just flip the light switch on and hurt their eyes.
Every now and then.
Hey, man.
I like it because, you know, if we're going to talk, because, you know, they say you can't be in the light and the dark at the same time.
Okay.
They always say that, like, you can't straddle the fence.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, lies. Only because the sunset and the sunrise, the night and the day meet at the same time.
Yeah, it's
the sunset or we spin.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we know the science of it. We talking about the colloquialism.
Yeah,
you talking about the tides. I just think, did you see the clip about the tides don't come in?
No.
Yeah.
No,
what's his guy's? Neil deGrasse Tyson. He said he was about to blow the interviewer's mind. He was saying how it's actually the earth, when it spins, it dips into the water some kind of way. So it's not the tides coming in, it's actually the earth dipping and moving a certain kind of way. So yeah, I don't have the science, but it's one of them things. Yeah, it's one of them things. I mean,
so wait.
No, the guys, you know, that's the dude.
Yeah, I know. I just clip that.
Yeah, you know, that's the dude.
I just clip that. So I gotta hear. I gotta hear it because like it's not making sense to me.
Yeah. Because I ain't making it make sense.
Because like no, if the earth is right here, right?
Okay.
And then the water is on the earth, right?
Yeah.
So they say.
Right, but I'm just saying. So,
but it's so the earth is spinning.
So,
but it's also spinning and like dipping in and out different ways. It's kind of. Because, you know, it's going around, and that's so again, the idea is that because it's spinning.
We got an elbow, so if it's like this, then
I take an elbow.
So if you're spinning and it goes different degrees. The only way it can dip in that if it has like an elbow or something and the water go in. Like,
but it ain't like dipping all the way in like that.
No,
yeah.
I'm just saying.
So the graphic that they put on the screen.
Help me understand, y'all.
The graphic that they put on the screen actually had like these sides, right? So you know, we look at it like being round and not like oblong. And so they opened it up and then they showed in the graphic how it just kind of dips in and out.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
You gotta be careful with people these days. The information these days.
No,
a lot of information be pseudo.
We were told that the earth was round. When it goes, there's no dip because it's a smooth. It has to be something that when it turns, it like a tree branch. When it's tilted, it goes in.
Again, this is me, you know, third party.
Speaking of third party affiliates, man. Speaking of third party affiliates, man.
Shayna say the earth is flat.
Oh, okay. All right, then.
Listen,
I heard that too.
We are being told by people that they brought us over here by boats, you know what I'm saying? Like hundreds of millions of us, you know what I'm saying? Mind you, we also being told that these same people could not get over here because they thought the world was flat. Okay. So they had to use a more, right? The black folks back then, right? They used some black folks too, to be exact. And I utilize Christopher Columbus ship. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Christopher Columbus ship, right? He had two brothers on here because we were the only people who had circumnavigated the planet already, and they knew this.
Circum means around too, by the way.
Around, y'all. Yeah. Around.
Circumnavigate means we went all around it. That's what I heard.
And we sometimes we have to really just diagnose who talking. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's an infant talking and we don't know it, and because the infant meaning the last version of humans, right?
Okay, yeah.
The last versions of humans, they were infants, and that's the way they taught us, and that's why they said stuff like, we discovered this and we discovered that because it's our first time doing this. So much fun. And we still had to have daddy on boat.
No, but that's like that. that's no, but that's like, like you're right. That analogy is on point when we talk about infants discovering things, because I'm looking at my grandchildren and they discovering.
You don't know about this, Granddaddy. You don't know about this.
Yeah, right.
You did that back in your days, Papa.
Yeah.
Look, you don't know about this.
You don't know nothing about
Boy,
this.
they still doing that.
Yeah, they still doing that. Yeah,
that's what we. That's our rebuttal.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, they still doing that.
Wow.
Oh, that's
You
right.
jump on the crack and break your mama back? That's what you did?
Yeah. It didn't work that way. We got somebody else in the building. King Jab, what's good with you, man? Welcome to the ride.
Oh no! You supposed to empty a clip.
Oh, clip it.
Real
King
talk.
Jab in the building.
Hey, I'm just stopping in. I'm gonna leave when the guests get here, because 3 is a crowd. And
no, he's zooming in.
Yeah, he gonna zoom in.
Okay.
That's why we had you zooming in. So now we know we're gonna have to have him
I
call.
ain't want to be a Max Headroom today.
Right. No. Yeah, so send him the number and have him call.
Tell him to get on the stream and also
he
call.
can stream so we can see him, but in order for us to hear him, he's gonna have to give us a call online. And maybe he can have some headphones. But yeah, we're gonna work through some technical things, y'all. So
the voice of the streets in the building, man.
So we do. We really do, man. We got the voice of the people, King Jab. What's good with you, man? Black man working. Talk to me.
I'm here. I'm definitely here.
Yes, sir.
Working on infrastructures, man.
Right.
Of our black businesses. You know what I mean? Working on infrastructures.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at right now.
Building infrastructure.
You need your infrastructure worked on, man. Let's put some concrete. Let's build that concrete slab first.
Ooh, right foundation.
On.
Solid foundation, y'all.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick break.
Yep.
Pay some bills. Listen to Democracy Now! And then come back.
Yeah, we'll be back at about 6 or 7 minutes after the hour. You're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on
WUJM, St. Petersburg.
Ooh,
is he already on?
Marvel Collins. The American president, Ronald Reagan, proved it. He and Gorbachev worked together to slash their nuclear arsenals.
It was that policy and his decision not to send troops to clamp down on anti-Soviet protests that led Mikhail Gorbachev to win the Nobel Peace Prize in 1990. Russian media say he will be buried next to his wife, Raisa, at the most prestigious cemetery in Moscow. Russia is shutting down gas supplies from a major pipeline to Europe for the next 3 days. Moscow has already significantly reduced the amount of gas it supplies through Nord Stream 1, which comes into the continent via Germany. Jenny Hill is in Berlin.
Vladimir Putin's spokesman said that the latest 3-day shutdown of the Nord Stream 1 pipeline was to allow for maintenance. He blamed Western sanctions against Russia, which he claimed prevented normal repair work. Few in Europe's capitals believe him. Europe's become accustomed to an unreliable supply. Russia has already significantly cut the amount of gas it delivers through Nord Stream. Like several other countries, Germany, which until recently relied heavily on Russian gas, has found alternative sources and is filling its reserves ahead of the cooler months.
A team from the United Nations nuclear watchdog has left the Ukrainian capital Kyiv for Zaporizhzhia to inspect the Russian-occupied nuclear power plant there. Russia and Ukraine accuse each other of carrying out recent shelling around the facility. More details from Hugo Bachega in Kyiv.
Yesterday, an advisor to President Zelensky said that Russia continued to shell the route that is supposed to be used by these monitors to get to this facility in the south of the country. Now, Rafael Grossi said security guarantees have been given from both sides. He said the mission is likely to be there for a few days. We don't know exactly when the visit will start, but it seems a positive development in this crisis.
World news from the BBC. A BBC investigation has revealed that Shamima Begum, who fled Britain and joined the Islamic State group in 2015, was smuggled into Syria by a Canadian intelligence agent. Ms. Begum met Mohammed al-Rashid at a bus station in Istanbul in Turkey. The BBC has obtained files that show Rashid was gathering information for Canada on those he helped smuggle into Syria. The US Justice Department says it has evidence that Donald Trump's advisors misled officials who were trying to retrieve top-secret documents from the former president's Florida home. The new disclosures include that a lawyer for Mr. Trump explicitly prevented the FBI from searching some storage boxes. Officials also say that while Mr. Trump's lawyers swore under oath that they'd returned all relevant documents, they had in fact only returned half of them. Rebels in Ethiopia's Tigray region and local medical workers have reported another airstrike on the region's capital. A spokesman for the TPLF said at least 3 bombs were dropped around midnight and accused the Ethiopian government of targeting Mekele Hospital. The group said there were no military targets in the area. In tennis, the US Open defending champion and British number 1, Emma Raducanu, has crashed out in the first round in straight sets. The 19-year-old Raducanu lost to France's Elise Cornet in New York. Raducanu stunned the world last year by winning the title as a teenage qualifier. Russell Fuller reports.
Cornet has been playing so well this year that she has scrapped her imminent retirement plans. Raducanu played her part in a quality match of many long rallies, but the French player hit some breathtaking returns and drop shots matched by resolute defence. The defending champion needed treatment for blisters on her racket hand midway through the match and will now fall to around 80 in the rankings. She'll no longer be seeded and may have to qualify for some tournaments, but life may become a little less pressured as she relinquishes the title of US Open champion.
BBC News.
All right, welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Kiana.
Hey, it's your brother Reno Moore.
This King Jab sitting in for the illustrious producer, movie director extraordinaire King Jabbar.
Yes.
It's the admin himself.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka CDAT. And we like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool. So yeah, we waiting on the chairman to actually log in, and once he logs in, we're gonna have this wonderful conversation about just all things black, man.
Right.
I mean, because that man there.
Now, is it funny? Is it sad to say that I was expecting like technical difficulties for this show?
Not sad to say at all.
It's part of manifestation.
Yeah.
We was trying to get on it, but we know.
Yeah. It's still some work that needs to be done. Yeah. But yeah, now that kind of happens that way too, though.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
I was hoping that it was gonna be like a smooth selling.
Yeah, it will be. Everything gonna go how it need to go.
It never worked like that when I got a guess.
It's gonna go when
the concrete truck always show up a little late. You know what I'm saying? For the job site.
The concrete truck show up late to the job site, but it don't stop the job from getting done. So yeah, and just thinking about just the work that the chairman's done, man. I was
real work.
They called me for an interview. You know how they want to get your feedback. After the raid happened. And I think we kind of changed the whole narrative, because I mean that's what we do, kind of though.
Right.
But the narrative that they were painting was that this was some type of fringe group, and they're not involved in the community, and the community doesn't have any connection to them. And I'm like, wait. Like my daughter got married. The proposal for my daughter was in the Aquabo Hall. You know what I'm saying? Like my son-in-law proposed. You know what I mean? Like right there for real. And I'm like, okay, so that happened. So that's one of the connections. The community kitchen that they put out over there, where they was allowing. I remember a point where we used to bake bean pies, at Aquabo Hall and push them out and put them on.
A lot of cooks will go to they open up their kitchen so that they can cook.
They have a full kitchen for caterers.
Right. I mean, you got a
multi-purpose
newspaper coming up out of there, so you get news and information that you don't see in the mainstream media. So the Burning Spear coming up out of there. You got the radio station up over there, man. It was just, I was like, nah, you can't. You're not gonna put them. And the fact that so many people in the city, from my experience, became politically aware through the Uhuru.
I mean, at the end of the day, when you want to admit things, it's what makes this city be what it is. We got Tampa right across the bridge, we got Cleveland up the sidewalk. You know what I'm saying? Something's making the city of St. Petersburg, outside the water that they drinking, be a little different, and it's because it's a heavily politically activated community. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And Omali and he's a central figure in that heavy political activity.
He's a product of before the internet. You know what I'm saying? When you can be known from a lot of places, but you had to move to those places. Yeah. So like the chairman was in Oakland.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he had his footprint in Oakland. He has his footprint in Philadelphia.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you had to move. You had to go to those places back then. These days we're digitized. You know what I'm saying? So people we can connect with one another through the social media.
You can be an international leader and never leave your couch.
Yes, indeed, man.
Keep going.
Oh, keep going, man. Hey, man, we energized bunny, man, but definitely appreciate it. The
Uhuru chairman.
We got a chairman calling in, man, and just good conversations, man. Always good conversations.
Don't hang up.
Our brother, teacher. You know what I'm saying? Good man, very good man. And I always enjoy a conversation with the chairman, man.
And the man we were introducing is actually on the line. Chairman, are you there? Can you hear us?
Uhuru, yes, I can hear you.
Awesome.
Can you hear me all right?
We can. Yes. We can hear you very well.
Uhuru, comrade.
Splendid, Uhuru.
And so we're happy to have you on, and definitely looking forward to the conversation. And so, I mean, we don't need to delay or tarry long. We want to jump right in. So, Kiana, you want to take the lead?
Well, first, good morning, Grand Rising.
Is this Kiana?
Yes, it is.
How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Splendid, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so Chairman, we were just actually, doing the introduction and talking about, just how you've been a central figure in organizing Black people internationally. And we mentioned earlier about just some of the work that you've done and how it started here in St. Petersburg. And so would you mind just sharing with the people those who've been in the bubble or may not know, how did you become politically active and when did you get started in this work?
Well, first of all, I want to express my appreciation to all of you for having me, Kiana, who's a relative of sorts. And as you said, it started in St. Petersburg, Florida for me. And in terms of how and when, it's kind of difficult to say because I grew up at a time, I was very fortunate to grow up at a time when the world was undergoing tremendous amount of change with Black people and most people who were not white all around the world living under horrible, just colonial domination. And, it was during a period, I was born in 1941. So that's 81 years ago, this October. And, but it was during a time when India in 1947 won independence. These are non-white people from white England. Britain, as it was called, when Chinese Revolution happened in 1949. You just had these cascading events of people engaged in struggling, fighting to get out from under the boot of colonial white power. And I was born during this period, and it was difficult to go to any household without there being discussions that we used to refer to as race talk going on all the homes. Black people always talking about our conditions and how we were going to get out of it. And I remember I went to school when Gibbs High School was real. I attended that school.
Yes, sir. I heard it.
Is that the real Gibbs? I went to the real Gibbs.
Yeah, that's right.
And I had a professor, I remember in my 11th, I think I was in 11th grade, and who made the statement, 11th or 12th, that Black people were going to have to prove ourselves to white people before we could be free. I was really, upset by that statement and resented it, rejected it, and just lived with that forever, just trying to, I made a decision a long time ago that I was not going to live like that, and I was going to do everything I could so that people like me wouldn't live like that. I grew up during a time when everything that you saw in the world, when you looked at any kind of magazines or books, you would see our people, Black people, people who look like me, who living with imposed ignorance, violence in our lives, poverty, just brutality, etc. on the one hand, but on the other hand, when I would look at white people around the world, they live so much better without the kinds of problems and contradictions that we were confronted with as a people. And so I had to have an explanation for that. And that's the kind of thing that thrust me into motion. Of course, the explanation we got then, which is not very different from now, is that Black people lived the way we did because we were less civilized than white people, that we were less thrifty than white people. So this was the kind of explanation that was offered. And I've fought against that all my life. And in St. Petersburg, Florida, I had, people may not know it, but the way segregation articulated itself in St. Petersburg, Florida, you had in our communities dry cleaners owned by white people that were in our community, and the black people worked in them, but and were treated horribly. The parking lots were rutted without, any appreciation for the fact that black people had to park there.
Right.
I initiated the campaign to end that, and that was many years ago. I initiated campaigns to end segregated bowling alleys in St. Petersburg, Florida. I initiated campaigns where there were liquor places where black people could come in and buy liquor at the store, but the adjoining seated establishment, black people couldn't do that. I engaged in sitting in front of that yellow line that used to be in the bus in St. Petersburg, Florida, where black people had to sit behind. I started sitting in front of it. I initiated a campaign in Webb City, the world's most unusual drugstore. People could stand up at the snack bar and eat. Black people downstairs, but on the third floor, we couldn't sit and eat. So I attacked all of those things as a young person growing up. And so it's like almost all my life I've been involved in the struggle. And I know that was a long-winded kind of
No, it was perfect. It was perfect because that's what we're about here at the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club and with the Newness Project is really having context, for these things. And so, because what you said was spot on. Just thinking about the time that you were born and the environment that you were born into, and the way that you respond, and it produced that absolutely.
Yeah. Uhuru, Chairman, man, Reno here. I just want to say I appreciate the years of sitting down right in front of you. At the barbershop, I took advantage of that, and I knew what I was. I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was doing. And so,
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I used to shut my phone down every Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Just to be. That's not my barber back then dealt with only appointments. Appointments is new. My boy Ben doing appointments, and that wasn't my time to get my haircut. Mine was on Fridays. You know what I'm saying? But every Thursday I would sit there and just pick the chairman mind. Everybody couldn't do that. Yeah. And I knew that. And so I did it intentionally. You know what I'm saying? And I really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Years of just shutting my phone down and just sitting there at the feet with my uncle's partner. I understood the relationship. You know what I'm saying? My uncle Hughes Bynum was a partner of the chairman. You know what I'm saying? Childhood friend. And I watched a relationship from my cousins.
Pito,
I watched the same relationship through my cousin and his nephew, so I understood the dynamics from the same neighborhood. And that's what community about. When people ain't moving around so much, like my uncle really did go to school and became a part of the organization that created here. You know what I'm saying? And then my cousin grew up with his nephew, and it was the same powerful dynamic, you know what I mean, in these streets. My boy would echo from Silver Lake Park, you know what I'm saying? You're working for the police if you're out here fighting. Because if you're fighting another black man, you know what I'm saying, you're working for the other man.
And what I like about just listening to the story, when people want to know your resume, what have you done? It's like right there. Because a lot of people come in and then speak, and then they have nothing to back it up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. They got good ideas. They have really good ideas.
Brother John started off with a hard one for the chairman, man. It was so hard. He said, "You know what? I can't really answer that, but this is what I can do. I can give you the whole clip."
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, the thing is, I'm sure. I know that you're aware that on July 29th, my home in St. Louis, my house in St. Petersburg, our office headquarters in St. Petersburg, Florida, been there for years and years and years. Our offices in other offices in St. Louis were raided by the FBI.
Right.
With the claim that somehow they were not really raiding me. They were not really attacking the black community, but they were attacking Russians because it was Russians. It's alleged that actually had us to get engaged in electoral politics. It's the Russians who are responsible for the the work that we do, and that it's the Russians who are using us to make America look bad. That's more or less what they've suggested. And I'm an unindicted co-conspirator here. And one of the reasons I think it's really important to talk to you in St. Petersburg, Florida, is because it's really there.
Right.
I mean, St. Petersburg, Florida gave birth, not St. Petersburg, Russia.
Right.
St. Petersburg,
come on.
Florida gave birth to this movement. And there's nothing that I do different today than I did in 1966 in St. Petersburg, Florida, when I had to snatch that racist mural down from the wall of the city hall there. No Russians involved in that. This is our struggle. This is our condition. And what is happening is that there needs to be an explanation of why they continue to attack black people at a time when you've got George Floyd, when you've got Mike Browns, when you've got, right, the city that, Teron Lewis was murdered right there in St. Petersburg, Florida. So this need by this country at this time, where black people and oppressed people all around the world are fighting back, rising up, trying to take our freedom, to say that it's not really black people who are doing this, but it's Russians who are doing this. But the Russians didn't kill Tyrone Lewis.
That's right.
That was a white man and a white woman who assassinated this brother in broad daylight. And
That's
so
right.
the assumption that somehow what we do is based on Russians, and that this is why they are bombing my house here in St. Louis on July 29th. Well, why did you bomb the Uhuru house in 1996? Why were there 300 so-called law enforcement military forces out in front of that and attacked that building, used all the tear gas they had in the city of St. Petersburg? Was it Russians then too? There was no claim of being Russians then. It was because we responded to the murder of Tyrone Lewis.
Right.
And the fact is that we are attacked now because we respond to the murder, brutality, and the conditions of existence of black people throughout the world. And it's the same thing, the same reason that they attacked Malcolm X, the same reason they attacked Marcus Garvey, the same reason they attacked Dr. Martin Luther King, the same reason they attacked W.E.B. Du Bois, the same reason they attacked Paul Robeson. It's just the same reason they moved against Patrice Lumumba in Congo and Kwame Nkrumah in Ghana. It's the same history of aggression about black people who just are determined to be free and will not accept anything short of total liberation. And so that's the basis of the attack. Absolutely. And I just wanted to say that, of course, you know that.
Yes,
everybody in St. Petersburg who gives it a thought know that it didn't take any Russians to put me in motion.
That's right.
It was the conditions that we've been confronted with all.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
And the other thing, I'm gonna say
Russian
this,
Americans, right?
Yeah. I mean, you won't find a Russian, you won't find a black person with a Russian last name.
Ooh,
that's right.
And the condition we face with, we got all these last names that's imposed on us by people who enslaved and colonized us.
Wow. My mind is blown. But I mean, look, and as much as I studied, and in the Nation of Islam, we get to X, we take the, we drop the names. But I've never heard it put explicitly like that. You never see a black person with a Russian last name. Come on, man. Right. That's right. No,
it's their cousin, the European that did. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
So basically, they came in, kicked in everything, looking for a ghost.
Well, they were.
Like, I mean,
here's what it is. Let me just tell you this. I'm sure you've heard about it already. But I want to say that on July 29th, my wife and I were, your auntie, Kiana, and I were sitting up at 5 o'clock in the morning preparing for the day. And we've done an incredible job here in St. Louis in terms of transforming the entire economically depressed community in North St. Louis. And part of the projects that we had initiated was creating doulas, midwives, in a city where in St. Louis, like, there are enough black babies that die in the first year of life to fill 15 kindergarten classrooms every year. And so, and this is the condition we live with. This is black people live with this. But even to say this somehow there's an assumption that I'm saying this because the Russians want me to say this to embarrass America. But this is the reality that we're confronted with.
Right.
So we're sitting up, and there's supposed to be 20 young African women who we are training to be doulas. And we're talking about that. That's why we're both up. She's up because she's got to preside over this 3-day process, and I'm up because I'm going to the gym. And
Yes, sir.
and suddenly, in the middle of the dark, this voice on a loudspeaker, everybody in the house, the residents, come out with your hands up. This is the FBI. And first it was, it was startling. First it was, what did they say? It was hard to even believe that this was happening. And then they said it again, and then these loud stun grenades, flashbang grenades started going off all around the house.
Wow.
And then I was to learn later that in the back stairwell of the house, this had happened. And so I asked my wife to allow me to go down first, and that she should get on the phone and let people know we're being raided. And she tried to do that, but they had jammed our phones, so we couldn't even call out.
Wow.
So I go downstairs. It's dark. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. There's an armored vehicle, like a tank, in front of my yard, in front of my house. And then when I open the door, I'm greeted by these laser dots on my chest, aiming dots on my chest from automatic weapons and out of the dark. And my wife, as she follows me out, she's almost hit in the face by a drone that they're sending up the stairwell into the house. At the same time, these explosions are going off all around the place. And so I'm thinking, of course, of Fred Hampton, who they killed on December 4th. That they killed him at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Happy birthday to the late chairman.
Yes.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
No. And I was just thinking about this. And why do you think they came in with so much force, Chairman? If they're not, there to arrest you, and it's supposed to be a simple search, why are they using so much force to come in?
And at 4 o'clock, at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right. I mean, the doorbell worked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Look, Chairman, and they rung the doorbell at Mar-a-Lago.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And he knew weeks ahead that this stuff was going to happen.
Right.
But I live on 44. They call it 44 Bud, and that's in Redbud and St. Louis. And anybody familiar with St. Louis know that this is a really economically depressed sector of the city.
Right.
And so, they're there very noisily. The objective, of course, is to terrorize. It's a terror tactic, to terrorize me, terrorize the community, to frighten people. And then they come in and they steal. They stole. They said they had a search warrant that they never showed me. In fact, I think I might have seen the search warrant hours later. That they left on the table, but they stole computers, they stole my cell phone, they stole iPads, and then they went across town to another building that we own that's occupied by Solidarity Forces. These are white people who've taken the struggle of Black Power into the white communities under our leadership.
Right.
And they used battering rams. They knocked the doors in. They used flashbang grenades. They went to the apartment upstairs and held 2 white people at gunpoint for hours. They went to the homes of 2 other white people here in St. Louis and held them at gunpoint for hours. And then, of course, at the same time, they were raiding us in St. Petersburg, Florida, except it was 6 o'clock because of the time difference. But they used battering rams and knocked the doors in at the Uhuru house. They stole financial records. They shut the radio down temporarily. And then they went to my house, that's not occupied in St. Petersburg, and they raided that. They stole materials. I mean, it was just a reckless attack. And then they've got thousands and thousands of emails, texts, discussions, various kinds of communications that I've had with all kinds of forces. They got my medical records. They know every argument that may have occurred between me and my wife, if it was a text message or email or something to that effect. So they will construct what they want to construct through that. And that's part of what it is. They create deep fakes, as they like to refer to it. kinds of some kind of evidence to say that I'm an agent of Russia, but I'm an agent of black people. Always have been, and yeah, that's what it's all about. So I've talked a lot. Go ahead.
So Chairman, how you doing? This King Jap. I want to add something pertinent that I heard you say. You said you were an unindicted co-conspirator, because I actually read this indictment, and when I read it, the first thing I told Brother John, I say, this is an information grab. They have nothing. They have nothing. All they want to do is go in and get all the information and get those computers and get those phones. This is an information grab. Because I was indicted by the federal government, I know exactly how easy it is for them to get a grand jury indictment. The fact that they only indicted the Russian guy, the one they couldn't touch, stood out a lot to me. That told me that they were only there for the information. And then I actually had the chairman of the St. Pete board on chapter on my show, and he explained to me about the artifacts and archives and historical documents that they took out of there. Can we speak about that?
Yeah, I just think that's really important because, we have something like 50 years of archives at that Uhuru house there. And we engage right now in trying to pull all that stuff together. It goes back for years and years of our movement, of our organization and the struggle of black people in various places and the struggles of other peoples around the world. So, in fact, we've been talking about trying to establish a museum right there, a real museum, right there in St. Petersburg.
Yes.
And so they came in and they took all of that material. They didn't take it all. They took a substantial amount of it. They took hard drives and things like that with other information that's archived, etc. So they got tremendous amounts of information. And the thing is that this whole notion of black people being independent anywhere on the planet, anywhere. They took our Africa. They took us from Africa. They starved Africa by taking us from Africa. They starved us by taking us from Africa. They take away the means to produce for ourselves. So all the production we do, or most of it, is for white people, for the state, for the colonial empire. And at the moment we start moving to produce for ourselves, we negate their influence, their power, their authority, and this is threatening to them, and that's why they've attacked us. So I don't know what they are constructing, and then of course, there's a Chile right there in St. Petersburg, Florida, and they use the St. Petersburg Police Department, which, is innocent. They didn't kill Tyrone Lewis, and they didn't kill Mark Wells, and they didn't kill, that other brother when they came flashbang grenades and killed him while he was in his bed, right? So they used the St. Petersburg Police Department that went to Aquile's residence and told her that somebody was breaking into her car, and that she should come out to her car and check it to see if everything's okay. So she gets outside and to her car. Then FBI agents come from everywhere. They steal her cell phone and computer, and then hold her, as well. So this is just a reckless, as someone said, information grab. It is that, and part of that is exactly true. But this whole notion. And this is something that all of us should be really concerned about. One of the things that all of us should be really concerned about, this whole insidious notion that black people are just so stupid that we have to have somebody else come and tell us to fight back. Somebody else has to pay us to say that America is committing genocide against us. Listen, you can go to historical documents of our party. We've struggled around this question of genocide. We have the first World Tribunal on Reparations for black people that ever happened in the world, the first one in 1982 in Brooklyn, New York.
Yes, sir.
And we based it on international law. And part of that law was the United Nations Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide. We did that. This was the time the United States hadn't even refused to ratify the Genocide Convention because they're concerned that black people and Vietnamese and other people like that, and the indigenous people here, would be able to take them to the World Court to charge them with genocide.
Right.
So, this whole notion that the Russians had to pay us is crazy. And in fact, it's not the Russians who owe us, it's the Americans who owe us reparations. So we're not going to Russia, we're going to America and pay reparations, etc.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, I've over responded to it, but that's
but you know what I hear when you listen to it, listen to you speak. Also, it's a scare tactic. You know what I mean? Because people hear, oh, they're talking to the Russians. Oh, we need to stay away from them. And then the fact that they took the history so they can now tell our story for us.
Yeah.
Because you had the information where then the history is again out there printed for us to see.
Right. Chairman, I wanted to ask you this. This was one of the things that when, because they put their spin on it and try and control the narrative. One of the things that they were saying was that, the Uhuru movement is a fringe group and not deeply embedded into the community, not only in St. Louis, but in St. Petersburg. Would you mind sharing just some of the work? I mean, some of the things that you all have done in the community. Because I was just telling them before you came on, my son-in-law proposed to my daughter in the Aquaba Hall.
I took a load.
It don't get that much more involved.
So let me touch on where he at right now. I took a load with my hauling company a few years back. I took a load to Whitman Air Force Base, Missouri. On the way back through, I have family and friends. That's how I was able to get the Congresswoman on here out of St. Louis, because my partner them in St. Louis. I reached out to him. We gonna hang out. I understood that I was gonna hang out in St. Louis. I made it my 40th birthday party. Now let me find a hair salon over there because I had to get my wig done. You know what I'm saying? Right. I type in natural stylist, natural lock stylist, and the fourth salon said Uhuru Salon. I said, oh, that's where Reno going to get his hair at then. That's home right there. Right. You know what I'm saying? The footprint has been made everywhere, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So don't let local minded people, you know what I'm saying, and people who don't travel abroad know that this is a real big thing right here, man. And our brother himself is a real big deal. All you gotta do is just mention his name to political people around the country. Right. And you can see how people who don't respect him at home should be respecting home. You know what I'm saying?
But there's a lot men none. They have the kitchen. We talked about that they allow people
the gym.
Let's let the chairman tell
go
us.
Ahead.
I really appreciate that. I appreciate hearing. I saw an article. Somebody forwarded me an article that was printed in that fish wrapper I used to work for as a young person.
Yes, sir.
And they quoted some guy saying that he was really suspicious because after one of the elections in 2017 or during the election, we were really rude to him. And, so that sort of supported the notion that we were acting, in the service of Russia. And the same guy, by the way, he said this happened in 2017. The same 2019, but the same 2017, the same guy made a donation to Keely's campaign in 2019. God. I don't know if he was trying to get the donation back or what.
Right,
but
right,
it's definitely it was. And then a Negro preacher, who some had assumed to be like some really important leader, was quoted, perhaps untruthfully that. We were suspicious or something to that effect, and which was really crazy. I mean, I know these people,
right.
And given an opportunity, I could really talk about the relationships and things like that. And I will. I'll be there in St. Petersburg, by the way, at the Uhuru House. I'll be speaking there on Tuesday, September 27th, and I'm hoping people come out because I want to go into some details about this stuff. And I also, in terms of, we've always been committed in the African People's Socialist Party to create the Uhuru movement, to create an ability for Black people to service ourselves so that we don't have to rely on anybody else. And so in that community, we create the first ever Black-owned gym. Yes. So you don't have to leave your community to go work out, because Black people really in St. Petersburg were really into working out and stuff like, so let's create a gym here. And it was there for years and years and years. Even though we were losing, we lost money. We actually lost money for something like 12 years or more, putting money into that gym because it was for the Black community. Right. And we were embedded there. We have created all kinds of institutions there in St. Petersburg, Florida, and they've always underestimated our relationship to the Black community because they only talk to the people who will say what they want them to say.
That's right.
But ordinary Black people know that this has been the Uhuru movement that's been on the ground. When any not just any time bad things have been done to black people, but to create institutions there that can serve the people. The radio station, the sister just mentioned the kitchen. The fact is that we have a Quabba Hall, the Uhuru House, so people can have weddings and wakes and birthday presents and parties and dances and in our own community. We don't have to leave the community to do that. And what we've done with the kitchen, the commercial kitchen. So we've got all these talented people. You have to leave your community if you want to create food. I mean, how many years that people who have these food trucks were able to do that right there at the Uhuru House? They didn't have to leave and go someplace else and pay exorbitant prices to do that.
That's right.
So there's a whole history there. We created the first Uhuru parade, the Black Parade of Black people, Uhuru Festival, where people could come out and celebrate Black culture right there in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Yes, sir.
And to create and enhance the dignity of Black people. So you don't have to be on your belly, all the time at the feet of somebody else and getting their approval in order to do what we need to do as a people. Absolutely. So we can stand tall and dignified. So, I mean, I opened many, many years ago, first shop. They're selling African clothing right there on 22nd Street. We're deeply rooted there.
Right.
And of course, the people who have said that in the past, and they said other things, and this is something I really want to mention. I'm married to a white woman. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
This is one of the most slanderous things is that I'm married to a white woman. And there's a Negro who was a principal who claimed that he had actually come by my house and saw my white wife.
Wow.
And this is all kinds of stuff. And this is coming from integrationists, right? People who believe in doing that kind of stuff. They would make these charges because it was just like this charge now.
Right.
It was a charge that was to discredit, undermine me in the eyes of Black people. Here I'm supposed to be standing for Black power and I'm married to a white woman. That is what they would put forward.
Right.
Which is garbage, bogus, lies.
All you have Look, all you have to do is tell one person.
And I want to say this too, Chairman. Just thinking about because a lot of people look at this as just an attack on the Uhuru movement.
Thank you.
What is the implications for Black people seeing that they're doing this? It's not just an attack on the movement or yourself or your family.
It's not.
Would you mind speaking to what it means for Black community as a whole?
It is. That's a really important question, and not just Black people here in this country. I mean, because we have created an organization that's uniting African people around the world. We exist in the Caribbean. We exist in several so-called countries in Africa. I mean, I don't mean we just know people there. I mean, we have actual organizations, just like we have in St. Petersburg and St. Louis. We have actual organizations on the ground in these places.
Real facts.
Black people who are part of our organization in France, in England, in Belgium, and various other places, in Sierra Leone, in West Africa, in Ghana, in West Africa, in South Africa.
Hold on, Jeremy. Not only are these people in these places, but they've came to our community. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He has footprints all over our planet. And I want to highlight that because I always bring up the conversation that I had with scientists. And scientists was, at the time, I was 28 years old. He was over here for a convention, a Uhuru convention. But he sounded like Sherlock Holmes when he talked. But the brother, he opened my mind up so much, was saying stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He said that growing up in London, he thought that all Black people in America grew up like the Cosby Show. And I never forgot that because my mouth dropped. Like, what do you mean? But then I saw the skill set that they did on us. They have us not want to go back home because of the images that they show us. And then in our pure ignorance, we'll say, why you want to go back to Africa? They're trying to come over here. You don't know what they're showing them over there. You see what I'm saying? That's the honey that they're doing to them over there. They're guiding them over here, showing them that we're living high and mighty and stuff. Then when they get over here, he came to America, to Dade County on a student visa, 1997. Right. You see what I'm saying? He said, you know what? Black people are treated the same in England that they are in America.
Yeah.
I never knew that. There's a footprint all over the world.
In England and Paris, do you hear the stories about how a lot of Black people went to Paris during some of the most difficult periods of our time in the United States. And so there's this notion that France and Paris is just this great place for Black people. I mean, it's like Mississippi. I mean, Paris is like Mississippi in terms of the treatment of Black people.
Wow.
And I mean, everywhere we face with this.
Right.
And everywhere they are determined that they control our narrative. And that's why this whole notion, I went to Moscow, but I also went to Nicaragua.
Mm-hmm.
I also went to Southwest Africa. I also went to Ireland. I also went to, to various other places around the world, either organizing or taking our struggle there. But they want to contain our connection with each other so that they can define, they can say, this is what Black people believe, and tell us what we believe, and we have to take their word for it because they limit our ability to communicate with each other. And so that's extremely important. So we are connected. We've connected Black people around the world, and we do this work everywhere, and we are rooted. We work in the most oppressed sectors of the African population all around the world, whether that's in South Africa and Everton West, or whether that's in Nassau and over the hill, whether that's in South St. Petersburg, North Philadelphia, and various other places. That's where we work with the most oppressed sector, the African working class, who's built everything that they have, and upon whose backs and shoulders that many the so-called spokespersons for Black people stand, working too often working for our oppressors.
Absolutely. And Chairman, we're actually going to have to land the plane a little bit. We got to make way for Sister Hughes, but I definitely want to thank you for coming on and really talking about what happened on the 29th.
Give Sister Hughes my regards.
I absolutely will. She probably
Please do that.
She usually listens in the car before she comes in, so I'm sure she can hear you.
Okay, great.
And then just we still again a few minutes, but I wanted to just we talked about the implications for Black people, and what do you see as being the next phase of this? Being that it's still like an open case, and how can the community support you?
Yes.
Well, what I would really like for people to do is to go to I'm looking for it now. Hands Off Uhuru on handsoffuhuru.org. Go to handsoffuhuru.org, and it will give you all kinds of information about what it is that you can do to support this, and you can connect with the entire campaign that we're involved in now. Because as it's been stated, this is about something much bigger than what's obvious to a lot of people about this attack on my home, me. And the Uhuru movement there in St. Peter and here in St. Louis. So go to handsoffuhuru.org, and I really am calling on people to come out to the Uhuru House at 1245 18th Avenue South, and that's going to be on the 27th, September 27th. I'll be there, and I look forward to having a great discussion with our people there.
Thank you so much, Chairman.
Thank you. Uhuru. Thank you for being there. And I really want to just say, I was diverted away from it, but I really appreciated the comments that I heard from read from some of you regarding this attack on us in the Tampa Bay Times, who remembered this history of our party and our movement there, who were not so cowardly and opportunist that they just went along with what the narrative coming from the United States government happens to be, and the local media there. No, thank you so much.
That's because we know you, Chairman, and I think that's the real, like when you connected and you know the work and you know the impact that it's had. Again, because on my life, I know that's when I started paying attention politically, and it was around when one of the homies from the hood, Tyrone Lewis, we call him Lil Ron. And just the way that you all responded, it was attractive to a young Black man who needed some direction and guidance, and just when we start interacting with you, again, that political awareness and understanding the connection between our struggle and politics and those types of things is just, that's the real revolution, man. It's a revolution of the mind.
And you're doing the work. Like I always say, be the change you want to be. You did that.
Right on. I hope all of you will be there on the 27th, and my dear niece Kiana, I look forward to seeing you as well.
Yes, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Hey, Chairman, for some last shout out inspiration, It was about 15 years ago. You were in your early 70s, I believe, or so. You were doing late 60s. You were logging in 20 miles a week and jogging. How is it for an 81-year-old man as you were being woken up early in the morning to go work out? What's that regiment like for you?
They messed up. They messed up my schedule a bit. I'm still trying to get my schedule back, but in fact, I'm supposed to be in the gym now squatting.
Yes,
sir.
And
so if I can get there, but I'm doing it. You know, the objective is have to. I'm glad you raised that because African people, you know, we have a tradition of athletics, but we don't have an immediate tradition of fitness, and we eat and working out and things like that so critical, and that's part of our long-term history. But since we've met these guys, you know, our diets have changed so much, and our fitness evaporated for many of us. So you see people who are tremendous athletes as young people, by the time they're 30, you know, they don't have anything. But we have to take that on. So anyway, I want to just express my appreciation to all of you and to your listeners right there in St. Petersburg, because I would not have made it anywhere. I talk about being in Nicaragua and all these places. I couldn't have made it anywhere without the tremendous base of support that has always been there in St. Petersburg, Florida. And anybody would tell you, no matter where I've gone in the world, I've said that the Black population of St. Petersburg is a population with a history of resistance, and it will always fight back, never surrender.
Yes,
that's what
that's right.
I love it.
That's right.
That's real.
True, you know. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you again, Chairman. We really appreciate it, and we're looking forward to seeing you on the 27th. You said it's going to be 1245 18th Avenue, Tyrone Lewis Boulevard, in St. Petersburg, and that's going to be on September 27th. At what time?
That's going to be on 27th. I don't know.
Okay, it's usually in the afternoon. I know it's usually, but we can.
Yeah, it's a Tuesday.
Okay.
It's a Tuesday, so yeah, I don't know the time.
But we can go to handsoffuhuru.org though, right?
And you can dial 727-821-6620 right now, 821-6620, and you can get all that information.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard from the chairman, Omali Yeshitela. Thank you again, Chairman. We appreciate you.
Yes, appreciate it.
Thank you so much, brothers and sisters. All right, Uhuru. We're winning.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We are winning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man.
Great interview.
Yeah, power pack, man.
And we had people from everywhere. People was hopping in from Philadelphia. I saw.
Oh yeah.
Really
the chairman ain't no joke, man.
No.
I ain't get to mention it, man. One of my favorite DVDs from back then, that Uhuru had, man. It was so powerful to watch them in Sierra Leone. You know what I'm saying? You saying the brothers from around the corner are in Sierra Leone with organizations and starting up, and then you got young kids in the DVD saying that we all need to come back to Africa. These people have stolen our people and took them all around the world, and have also stolen resources to enrich their countries. It is time, and this is very powerful, and this is coming from a child's mouth. It is time to come back home and form a new USA, United States of Africa. And I'm like, wow, look at this work. This is the same time when I go outside the house from watching the DVD, I hear brothers saying that, man, they don't even like us in Africa. I'm like, bro, they don't like you cross town.
Right.
So you ain't gotta go that far to find an enemy. You ain't gotta go that far to find somebody don't like it, man. So to spin that narrative is like, kill it, man.
Final thoughts.
Hey man, you got to be a fool if you think the community don't support the Uhuru. When you touch back when they was attacked by the police, it was the real ones out the hood that came to the aid.
Right.
It was the real ones out the hood that made them land their helicopters and made the police back down as they were trying to burn the building down.
Look, I'm smiling because I don't know if the statute of limitations is out.
It was the real ones, man. It was the real ones, man.
It really was.
And you got to realize it was these moments that made the St. Petersburg police militarized.
Yeah. Following
that's when they got them attacked.
Yeah,
so that's Clinton my final word. I'm with the chairman. One thing about St. Pete, we'll ride.
Right on. Kiana.
I'm with you. I'm with you. No, this was actually a great interview. I'm glad that we were able to do it.
Yes.
Because there was so much misinformation put out there, and the narrative of what really happened is not what it was. And a lot of times we believe what anybody say to us, especially the people who always lie to us.
Come on.
Okay, they lie to us about everything, but then we believe everything they say. So to just hear somebody go through that experience and then be able to talk about it again, they're free.
Right.
So they're sitting there, he called in. So they didn't take him and arrest him and his wife or anything like that. Again, this was a witch hunt. They were looking for a ghost, but yet they did it in the middle of the night with guns.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's always a slander campaign going on in somebody's life. And when you can be convinced by someone that an organization that is called Uhuru, which means freedom in Swahili, challenge yourself with that. Somebody who's fighting for the betterment of our community. And again, their name is freedom, right? In English, it's called freedom.
Right.
In Swahili, it's called Uhuru.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, how can someone convince you that they are not for your people? You know what I mean? And then check yourself, you know what I mean?
Real deal. It's more that needs to be done and needs to be said, man. Again, I'm excited about it. If you missed it, we had Chairman Omali Yeshitela on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. You can actually go back, catch the replay by going to facebook.com/Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. It's also on YouTube, and so you can check it out on YouTube as well. And check in with us, man. Donate to local radio. Continue to support community-owned everything. And
before you say that, because if we had some new listeners, we're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Tune in. This is what happened at the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. You never know who's going to be in. If you have something to say, hit us up. We are the voice of the people.
Right on. And we'll be back on Friday with Freestyle Friday. No, we'll be back tomorrow with the voice of the people with King Jab at 9 o'clock right here on 99 Jams. And then on Friday, you got Freestyle Friday from 7 to 9 with the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. Again, we appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. We out.
WUJM, St. Petersburg.
The Taste of the Island Marketplace is now open in St. Petersburg, 2219 34th Street South, right next to the restaurant, with fresh produce, meat,